this is Sausalito, on the edge of the San Francisco Bay. I stayed in San Rafael last night. This is just a short drive, so I came down here this morning at the recommendation of a couple people. I've decided I want to live here. I don't think my wallet will allow me to live here though. So this looks over across to San Francisco. Probably a little hard to pick up on the GoPro. So I'll be heading out here and straight over the San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge. And then I'm going to try and stop at the park at the bottom of the bridge. The roads are kind of interesting to navigate here, with all the hills and twisty bits. This is my rental bike from Eagle Rider, a BMW R1250RT. I understand it's somewhat it's just kind of cool to have a day with them, especially in the morning with the weather, where you can actually see out from the bridge and actually see the top of the bridge, barely. See, a lot of times I know this area just gets tons and tons of fog in the morning. Quite windy up here. good view of the city this morning. Alcatraz Island off to the left. Here's the bridge. Surprised how quiet it is this morning out here. And it was interesting to see San Rafael. It's really, really busy little town when I left there in the morning. Like super busy, and then you go into Sausalito and it was really quiet there. So I'm gonna find a spot to park, go take a few pictures, and then come back. We'll hit the road. Trying to navigate through this mess of a city and over to the Oakland side of things. Alright, now I get to figure out how to navigate through San Francisco to get over to Oakland, over the Oakland Bridge, I think it's called. I'm doing mostly interstate. Once I get through San Francisco, I'll be on the interstate heading through Bakersfield and ending in Barstow for the end of the day. Yeah, pretty great weather this morning for being out here. I see so many people come out here, they get cloudy, foggy weather and they can't see anything. So I'm very fortunate in that aspect. This is the only time I've ever come out this way to San Francisco. Figure out where I'm going here. Yeah, this area down here by the Golden Gate Bridge, it's very touristy, but there's also a lot of locals, it seems, that will use this area for running. Which makes sense if you're not far from here. I don't think I've ever actually seen a motorcycle with a sidecar out on the road anywhere. That was cool. interesting how there's no like freeway going through San Francisco. So if you come over the Golden Gate Bridge freeway, at some point you have to come through the city streets, I believe, to even get to a freeway of any sort. The flatter part of the city. About out of the city, I think, onto the Oakland Bridge here. It's very noisy in this, going over this bridge. The upper level, I think, is all the cars going the opposite way. So it's almost like being in a tunnel, and the road surface is really loud. I'm going to say something about the Northern California drivers, and this is the first time I've been out here. And I thought like New York drivers and even Maryland drivers, where I'm from, I thought they were bad, but I'm gonna say Northern California, you guys are nuts. There's like a odd amount of like people going literally the speed limit, not even slightly over the speed limit, and then half the people going flying. Case in point. And it just seems like everybody's swerving around in and out of lanes. A lot of people not using signals when they change lanes. So, pretty interesting bunch of drivers out here. Speed limit 50, and I'm doing 61 according to GPS. So out of the city, now on the interstate. I got 6 hours and 13 minutes ahead of me. I should get to my destination right around 4 o'clock. It'll be a little after, with a couple of stops for fuel, rests, etc. Oops. Get on the wrong road. These hills are really cool out here in Northern California, much like Southern California. They don't get a lot of rain here, so a lot of dead grasses and stuff. But we're just east, I guess, of Oakland. Heading down the mountains into a, I don't know if you'd call it a valley, whatever's up ahead. And something occurred to me this morning. I don't have a, whatever the toll, the electronic toll collection devices out here. I don't have one, obviously. And so going over to Golden Gate Bridge, it was like $9 and some change. And it'll be, I guess, a video toll where they take a photo of the license plate. And it makes me wonder what Eagle Rider's going to do, because I'm going to assume that Eagle Rider will get the bill for the toll since the bike is registered to them. And I looked all over Eagle Rider's website, and I couldn't find anything that said how they would handle that. But I'm gonna bet that $9 and change is gonna turn into a pretty hefty sum by the time they process it and add their administrative fees, which I totally get. I understand charging a modest administrative fee, but I remember I did that in Chicago with a rental car some time ago, and it was like 25 or 30 bucks, I think, just for the administrative fee. So we'll see what happens. I imagine it's going to take a while. Heading south on Interstate 5. No idea where. Somewhere in Northern California. Heading towards Bakersfield, at least. And this area is a lot of ranches. You see a lot of, well, not a lot, but you see occasionally cattle on these ranches. It must be hundreds, if not thousands of acres. And then orchards, some kind of fruit trees. I can smell them when I go past them when they're close to the road. I don't know what they are. They smell like they could almost be like a plum, maybe a peach. Hard to tell, but man, you get a really good whiff of those things. And these fruit trees just go on and on and on as far as you can see. There's some kind of irrigation set up even. But you know, when you go to the grocery store and you look in the fruit section, you see a lot of fruit all over the country that comes from California. I wonder if they could be dates. think a lot of dates are grown in California. Probably is okay in this dry climate. Yeah, there's a bunch of cows. Man, those cows have a lot of land to roam on. They just go all over the place. Well, the scenery changed. Now it's the same, but just really flat. We've still got trees, a few grapes, and now it's just really flat. Not too far from Bakersfield now. And then once I get through Bakersfield, another couple of hours, and I'll be finished for today. Should be, look at that, right around 4:20. Got 187 miles to go. These last few hours, once I left Oakland and got over the hills and stuff, some of the most boring driving you could do. But that's interstate for you. The weather's good. 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Not too bad. Once we get down to this point, I'm not sure if this is considered Southern California. I don't know where the line is. But this is like the straightest interstate. Just dead straight, level. I stopped a little while ago, probably about 15 minutes ago or so. Filled up again, stretched out. My butt was hurting something fierce. My shoulders were hurting. My legs are hurting. Wah, wah, wah. This should be Bakersfield now. It looks like just another flat city. Sort of in the desert, maybe? It's not really desert, but it's close. There's some mountains off in front of us here. A little too hazy to see them, or to see them clearly at least. But we'll be, looks like we're going to be hitting I-15 north and then heading down I-40 towards Barstow. Less than 2 hours to go. I'm actually tired of riding today. So I just passed Bakersfield, kind of heading into the mountains. See the highway ahead. It goes up and over the mountains, it looks like. I don't know which mountains these are. I wonder if they're the Sierra Mountains, because I passed them on the other side on the way up to Oregon. I passed some signs that said they locally grow pistachios, almonds, and dates. So I suspect that's what a lot of these have been that I passed by. Man, those are some dry hills and mountains there. So after riding this BMW R1250RT quite a bit over the past couple of weeks, this is a really nice touring bike. It's got a lot of good things going for it. and it's an expensive bike. It's got a lot of technology, as you would expect, and I think what would make this bike perfect would be a more comfortable seat, although that's a given. I don't think any bike comes with a comfortable seat, does it? My request to BMW would be a windshield wiper and a cup holder. Down out of the mountains, about an hour from Barstow, where I'll be gladly, thankfully stopping for today. I think I understand now the meaning of the Iron Butt Award, because my butt is definitely not iron. I think I could barely do half of an iron butt in 24 hours. Barstow is, I think, fairly close to the Arizona border, so I think tomorrow, the plan for tomorrow is to head back to Vegas, turn the bike in, and then spend the night. The next morning I'll be hopping on a flight to get home. So on the way to Vegas tomorrow, it's pretty close. I think it's only a couple of hours away. So I thought I would take a little detour through Arizona, see some of that, instead of going directly to Vegas. If I go direct to Vegas, then I will be there way too early to check into the hotel. And Vegas is really not my cup of tea, as you say. It's just not my thing. I feel like there's, you know, I watched so many videos, and Mrs. Slow Rider warned me so much about scammers in Vegas. It's like everybody I talk to, I think they're a scammer now. And you can tell it's just set up to get you to spend money, more and more and more money. And so I've already spent enough money on this trip. I don't need to spend any more. And I feel like everything that I do in Vegas, I'm gonna get taken advantage of. So I'm just kind of stay out of the way. The flight's super early in the morning, so I'll turn in early for the night, and that'll be the end of the trip. So man, I am looking forward to getting to Barstow. I bet not many people have said that. Let's see, the junction for Barstow, 65 miles. Man, it's like it never ends. Well, maybe we'll check in later. Finally coming into Barstow. Looking at this trip computer, 7 hours riding time, 450 miles. That's a lot for a newbie. Oh man, it's gonna be so good. There's something to eat, sit down in a real chair. It's hot out here.